What's going on, guys? It's Banker from Custom Offsets, and I am going to be here today with Alex from Fitment Industries. And we're going to be talking about why trucks are so much better than cars and why everyone should own a truck instead of 5 Porsches.
Hey,
So,
you stop that right now. I'm going to be explaining to you why trucks are occasionally good in very specific situations for very limited reasons. And besides those very limited reasons, they are practically useless and severely overpriced.
right, so that's the point we're going to be making about cars today, guys. So let's get into it. Yeah, this is going to be the hardest point for me to argue is purchase cost. But what you get for what you pay for is tenfold as a car. So let me just let's start with the used end of things, right? So I could get, let's say, a 04 Silverado extended cab for like $5,000, right? And I can move into my new fancy house with it on the weekends. I can haul stuff occasionally when I need to. I can put my car on a trailer and haul it to shows. But for the same $5,000, I can't get anything other than like a beat up Audi. So, I mean, what good is a blown up Audi that barely runs when I can have a Silverado that does everything I need it to do? And on the new vehicle end, I mean, trucks are a little bit more expensive if you compare them to your average Toyota Corolla. But the options you get in the truck, you have to compare it to another high-end car. So, I mean, a brand new Silverado 1500 right now runs about $45,000. On the car end, you have to compare, price-wise, what you get for $45,000. I can get like a Subaru Impreza, like what that is slow, is cheaply made. I can't haul more than one person sitting sideways across the back seat, and when I do that, my fuel mileage is going to be just tracked. So, I mean, the truck it comes out on top in every aspect.
The great news is there's just so many fantastic examples that Banker just shared. When you're looking used, let me share some. Let me get this disclaimer out of the way. Everyone should have or know somebody that has a beater truck, because beater trucks are almost always needed for something. But that's what they are. They're just beater trucks. For the 1 or 2 times you use them to move something or haul something, they are useful. But the other 345 days out of the year, they're completely useless because it's a glorified van. A truck is just that. I mean, you can haul stuff. It's fantastic. You look used. You're like, yeah. A used truck definitely has some pretty strong pros to it, but it also has some cons. The first one is that you driving around with an 05 Chevy Silverado with nothing in the back, and you're just daily driving that with like 7 miles to the gallon, with the rust rockers just going out underneath you, or the fact that it sounds like it's about to blow up, or it's got a lifter tick because they made these trucks with like one man with one eye in one corner of a dark warehouse, versus something similar price range like a Volkswagen or an old Lexus at the same price, which is damn near bulletproof. Get an LS400 and you'll never have to worry about something breaking in your entire life. Like, trucks have a very niche reason to exist, and if you're not actively using that reason constantly, there is no value to having the truck. And if you look new, Banker says, yeah, you can get a new 1500 for $45,000. Well, yeah, you can get a new 1500 for $45,000 with 1 seat, half a steering wheel, and no cruise control. Once you add on the things that actually make a vehicle, like power windows, maybe some door handles, like a tonneau cover, you're spending $65,000 on this truck, not including the warranty you're going to need when your Chevy blows up or decides to forget a cylinder actually exists in the block, and then you're going to be out another 10 G's. Whereas you get a $45,000 like Toyota or a $45,000 Subaru, you're getting a fully loaded, fully optioned out Subaru or car that has a 100,000 mile warranty, that has everything you could possibly imagine. Whereas trucks just recently are like, hey guys, check out this really cool thing. It's called Bluetooth. Check out this really cool thing. It's called adaptive cruise control. It is the neatest thing that you could ever imagine. And it's only a $7,500 option. Trucks are overpriced in America, and you know it, banker. You know it for a fact.
Hey, I'm getting a really good deal, okay?
So I think from a customizing point of view, I think a car still takes the W for a multitude of different reasons. First off, cars have been around and are more widely accepted around the world, which has much more of a modification potential than a truck. And on top of that, when you're looking at modifying a car, the level of detail that you can get into, I think, surpasses that of a truck, because a truck is really half a vehicle and then a kiddie pool in the back. And you can't do anything with that kiddie pool in the back. It's just a bed, just an empty space with nothing in it. Whereas with cars, you have a lot more options. You have a lot more history. You have so many more brands. You can go overseas. You can stylize a vehicle to where it originated from. So if you buy a car from Japan, or if you buy a Japanese car, you can get parts from Japan. You can get design things from Japan. If you buy a German car and you want to get parts that are period correct from Germany, you can do that. With a truck, you can't do that. A truck is like a USA limited North American thing that, yeah, they have some things in other places around the world, but nothing that has modification support, nothing that has aftermarket support. And on top of that, you look at some of the prices for car or for truck parts in the world, and it is insane how much money some people have to pay to have something happen to their truck in comparison to the few $100 it's going to cost for a car to get the same thing. A perfect example is, look at how expensive truck tires are for like a 20 by 12 or 22 by 12 in comparison to an 18-inch tire for a car. There's just like the entry cost of cars versus trucks are two completely different playing fields.
Okay, I mean, good point there. Truck parts are definitely more expensive than car parts, but customizably, you can definitely do more with a truck. You can slam that truck to the ground and make it, car height, or you can put it all the way up in the air and monster truck over all these tiny little cars. You go with the lift. You can powder coat the suspension. You can do all sorts of cool stuff underneath the vehicle that people will actually see. What do you see in a car? You see, I see the roof. Wow, a roof. It looks just like the rest of the car.
I will say, like with a truck, when you're running when you go and you put like a 6-inch lift on it, or you go put like a BDS suspension or something on it, and then you start like lifting it up, I do think you can see more on a truck if you choose to than a car. Because when you're in a truck, when you have a lifted truck and you've got Archon 20 by 12s, or you've got some Fury tires on a BDS suspension lift, and then you powder coat that stuff, you're gonna see that a lot more than you would see like coilovers, yeah, or a slammed or stretched tire setup. So I'll give you that. It's definitely more prominent.
Which of these do I see more customization done to? Wild.
It's like wild. None of those get driven. That's not a fair argument. I plead the fifth.
But you made a good point. There's a lot of aftermarket support for the cars, but at the same time, if I own a German car, I have to get German parts from Germany and wait for 6 months for those to come across on a boat. If I have a Japanese car, there's a lot of options. There's a lot of cool Japanese options that I have to get from Japan. And wait for those parts to be made and come across and be laced with all sorts of designer flues. Or I can buy a truck, an American truck that's probably built in Mexico or Canada. We won't get into that. And I can get parts in America. I'll pay a little bit more for them, and I can get them right away. So, I mean, there's that.
The good news is you can get your American parts made in America for your American truck that is rusting out at 65,000 miles. Sounds like it's about to drop a cylinder because they mass produced it, that has 17 recalls, that for some reason has 27 different trim levels because for some reason people think that getting brown leather interior is for some reason worth a $21,000 upcharge. Like the consumerism around trucks is insane to me, because the amount of money people will pay. Hey, you leave that interior alone.
What was the upcharge for your brown leather?
Hey, I want you to put an MSRP to a leather interior in a 911 to a new King Ranch edition, and you tell me the cost difference between those two, because it's nuts. You can easily get to six figures in any truck out there, any platform right now, no questions asked, because people are willing to pay that. Whereas with cars, there's 70 different makes and models. There's 70 different like manufacturers that you can choose from. With trucks, you have 5. And it's like, okay, cool. So out of the 5, do you want the Toyota that's got the one big ass fan that never shuts off? Do you want the Chevy so that you can be mad at Ford? Would you like the Ford so you can be mad at Chevy? Would you like the Dodge so that you can be that one younger brother that nobody really cares about, but you're just trying to be cool? Or do you want to have a Tacoma? You know, you be a little guy, you know, and just have fun. You're pretty much a car guy, but you just grew up because you figured you needed a truck. Like, those are your options as a truck dude. The reason that I think cars are just slightly better than trucks is just simply because the versatility, the amount of options you have, the amount of history that you have with cars, and just the fact that there's more practicality. Now, I want to say this, and I want to give a disclaimer, because truck guys, they pick out the one sentence that you say, and then they run that into the ground. Trucks have function. Trucks have very good use. And every single car guy will always need to know a truck guy, because occasionally something's going to need to get towed, something needs to get stored, something needs to get moved. There is, without a doubt, always going to be a need for somebody to have a truck. But does everybody need to have a truck? Absolutely not. And that's where I think a lot of my problems lie, with everybody wanting to buy these $80,000 trucks, put $30,000 in modifications, and then that truck is worth $30,000 in 2 years. And there's a lot of cool stuff in the truck community. I think that when you look at the truck community right now, it is growing substantially, and it's growing really fast. You have new brands coming out. You have new wheel companies coming out. You have new designs and things coming out. And like, it's almost like the truck audience or the truck community is new, whereas the car community is just a little bit more established. And when you're looking at cars versus trucks, you should probably be looking at it as more of what fits your lifestyle versus which one do you think is better, because both of them are pretty good. But I'd rather be balling around in a car than a truck.
Fair points. All very fair points. I'm just going to, one thing. Your 911 is right here. The F430 is back. What have you been driving lately?
I have been moving, so I needed to use a truck.
Interesting. So have you been borrowing this truck?
No, I own this truck.
Oh, the car guy owns a truck.
See, I told you. See, I'm not denying it. I'm just simply saying that if I wasn't moving and I wasn't hauling trailers around, there is no point to it. I'm like driving around and I can literally watch my gas gauge just do this the whole time as I'm wasting half of this vehicle just driving around with nothing in the back. And then there are people that do this all the time. They just drive their trucks everywhere and they're like, I got a truck, I use it. It's like, when was the last time you actually used this $65,000 truck to do anything besides go to Sears or go to Kohl's to pick up your Kohl bucks so you can get yourself a new pair of pants? And the answer is never.
And that's where it comes down to lifestyle. There are a lot of car people. You know, there's a lot of big cities where cars are way more practical. But not everybody lives in those cities, us included. So a truck is just way more practical. I can't even go to the grocery store with my car because I can't fit enough stuff in it. So I have to put everything in the truck. So you go to town, you go to the grocery store, you go to the Home Depot, you go to the Menards, you go to all of the stores at once. You can't fit everything in the back hatch of a Porsche 911. You can't fit everything in the trunk of a Honda Civic Si. So, the truck just gives you more capabilities. And fuel mileage isn't the greatest, but I mean, you get yourself a nice $90,000 diesel and you tune it up. And, you end up getting 20 miles to a gallon. And I
Hey,
can
hey, banker.
6 adults comfortably in this. Which of your cars can you fit 6 adults in comfortably?
Banker, listen. All I want to know is you're a truck guy, right?
Absolutely.
What did you take to work today?
A 2004 Impala.
Exactly. So the truck guy is driving a car to work, and the car guy is driving a truck everywhere to haul stuff around. Like, the argument is so all over the place, it doesn't even make sense.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, fair point. I like getting 35 miles a gallon. Kind of nice. So, guys, that is our stance on cars versus trucks. Let us know in the comments below what you think. And don't forget, wheel tires and suspension at customoffsets.com for the truck that you drive. And if you're one of the unfortunate few like Alex who has a lot of cars, fitmentindustries.com will get you hooked up on parts for that. So we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.